Yes, it's still for business travel or essential services as well. Now, for more reaction, for initial reaction this evening, we are going to be joined now here on ENCA via Skype by Ravi Najasen. He's a Chief Operating Officer of Tsokosan Hotels, and Chris Dutoy, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Tsokosan Gaming. Chris and Ravi, good evening, gentlemen. Welcome. Chris, if I may start with you, what is your reaction? What did you, when the minister said casinos will still not be permitted to operate under level 3 lockdown? I mean, you are the boss of Tsokosan Gaming.
Good evening. Yes, of course, we are very disappointed. The lockdown of the past 2 months is having obviously a significant detrimental effect on our business and our industry. And it's critically important that our business gets an opportunity to open in the immediate future. We've made several submissions to the DTI and government to consider, and at this stage we really urgently need government to consider all the measures that we've recommended that we will follow in our casinos, because obviously not opening it's got a detrimental effect on. We've got 25,000 people that works for us in the industry. The investment that was made in the casinos over the past 2 decades must be in the line of 100 billion. That means that the debt levels of casino companies are very high, which obviously exposes the lenders. There's no taxes being earned by the government as well. So yes, I think we're very disappointed, and we believe it's important that government now considers a responsible manner to open our industry.
Okay.
I think Minister Mthembu yesterday said that the sectors that's not open yet should make submissions with the measures that we will follow so that they can consider it.
Yeah, you do sound disappointed indeed, Chris. But Ravi, from your side, heading up Tsokosan Hotels, are you pleased to learn that from Monday, hotels can accommodate business travelers, for example, already as well, and essential service workers?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I think it's a massive step ahead. I think we were quite concerned when we saw the level going to be allowed to operate in the early days. So certainly the unlocking of rental travel is very welcome. The unlocking of business travel, very welcome. Actually, a lot of that.
Yeah. Sorry, Ravi, we seem to have problems with your audio there. We'll try and sort it out as you are still connected. But Chris, just to bring you back, what are you going to do next quickly as far as engaging government on reopening of casinos in the gaming industry as soon as possible to save those at least 25,000 jobs you've mentioned?
Yes, I must say, I must give a compliment to the Minister of Tourism, Minister Ngubane, and also the DG of Tourism. They've so far been very supportive of our industry, and I think they've done tremendous work to work with us. But the next step that we need to focus on now is that the Department of Trade and Industry consider all these measures that we've basically outlined to government, and that they consider those, and that we reach agreement on a limited capacity to open the industry. I must maybe just say, I mean, some of the measurements we proposed was that we open casinos, for example, at a 33% to 50% capacity. That would include switching off every second slot machine in the casinos, or if it's at the 33% capacity, obviously switching off 2 out of every 3 machines, and over and above that, we've introduced or recommended various social distancing measures that we can bring in over and above that, and hygiene measures. Now, if you look at the submissions we've made, those are pretty much in line with the international standards that we see now in the US. Some of the casinos is opened last week, and the recommendations we've made was basically in line with those, and I think even on a higher level. I think some of the advantages we have as well is the technologically advanced surveillance systems we have in casinos, We've got customer loyalty systems whereby customers have signed up, and that gives us the ability, obviously, to have all customer details on site. We've implemented already measures for our staff when they reach the site, where there will be temperature control, and those staff members enter from a separate entrance, and so forth. I mean, we've effectively set out a significant detailed document to government, so that, yes, that will be our next step, is now to engage with government to agree on the limited number that we can basically open the casinos. Thank you.
Chris, we definitely hear you on the proposals that have been put forward to government, and those proposals to be considered, although the other side of it is the practical implementation of the very same proposals. I mean, just one practical example, issues around slot machines. You'd appreciate that even if we're opening up at 33% capacity, if one sort of touches a slot machine, there needs to be immediate cleaning and immediate sanitation, therefore, just to make sure that it is indeed kept safe. So how then do you start with the practical application thereof, as well as the training of staff? Because it's not just the people that are consuming, it's the staff members that are also putting their lives on the line by being able to operate such gaming resources.
Yes, Faith, we actually had an opportunity, even prior to the lockdown. There was a period of about a week that government implemented restrictive procedures or restrictive measurements and requirements on casinos. And during that week, we already had an opportunity to implement several procedures at our site, which involved the training of staff, to ensure how we deal with staff coming to the premises, and the conduct of staff on the premises during when the casino is basically open. We've also already during that week installed sanitizing material across the site. We will obviously now bring additional measures in, like masks to be worn by staff as well as customers. Your comment in regards to the cleaning of slot machines and surfaces, we've put a robust strategy in place to deal with the cleaning of services, regular cleaning thereof. And I must say, most of our casinos are on an outsourced model, and we've got external suppliers that provide our cleaning. And we've already in that week prior to lockdown, we increased the shifts of those cleaning staff significantly, so that we've got sufficient people on site to ensure that the sanitizing is done to the highest level. So we are confident that we can deal with all those challenges. And that was all included in the comprehensive document submitted to government.
We're still in conversation with Chris du Toit, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Tsogosan Gaming, as we really unpack what was shared by the Minister of Tourism regarding the sector opening under Level 3 lockdown. We're still going to be taking in some of those comments, as well as reactions, as we try to understand and unpack further in terms of the practical application of Level 3 lockdown. And we also have got more of the day's top stories in a short moment. Do stay with us.